So, don't hit rewind. It's always a good time with this trans man. It's always a good time with Zion.
Hey y'all, what's good? What's going on? How y'all been? Long time no see. Feel like I be saying that shit every time I hop on here. Honestly don't even remember what the last video I did was at all. I was just looking at my channel too. I don't remember what the fuck I was talking. I don't remember. And I would just look it up right now, but I got my phone leaning on my. I mean, I can still do it. I'm tripping. I'm acting like I can't. I'm tripping. I see this why I be overthinking shit. I could pull it up right now, but let me mute this so it doesn't accidentally start playing. But how y'all been? I'm asking like y'all could just say something right now. Y'all, there has been so much going on, and then I'll be ready to do a video and update y'all, and then some new update will happen. Like I know I could just make a bunch of videos and update y'all and shit, but I wanted to get a lot into one video. Honestly, don't remember the last time I did some kind of update. To keep it real with y'all, unless that was the last video I did. Oh, it was when I was talking about I passed my summer classes. Okay, yeah, that was the last video I did. Okay, so yeah, y'all can see. Y'all probably wondering why the fuck I'm in here. Cause y'all know, if y'all been watching me long enough, y'all know that this is one of the walls in my room, and y'all know what my dorm walls look like too. And I'm definitely not there right now. I'm not at Rider. Long story short, I unenrolled from Rider about a week and a half ago, maybe. Yeah, somewhere around there. I unenrolled. If I was still going, I would have been moved in this past Sunday. And y'all would have seen me there. But I left. Why did I leave? Because up until like 2 weeks ago, I was still intending on being at Rider. But there were some issues with my grandfather being my co-signer still. He was been my co-signer since I started college back in 2020. And yeah, also if you do the math, I was supposed to graduate in May, but it didn't work out like that because so much shit has happened in the past few years. Y'all have seen some of it. Not everything, but y'all have seen a good portion of it from some of my past videos of some of the shit I was dealing with. So I wasn't able to graduate in May. But he was my co-signer. He did my spring loans and also my summer loans and all that. So he was trying to do the same thing for this past fall. We switched companies back in the spring because we reached a cap. Yeah, I know they got loan caps and shit. We reached a cap. So I thought that was just for that company. So we found another company. It was good in the summer. The loan from the summer wasn't even that big because it was just what, a couple classes, 2 classes, and yeah, it was like a couple grand. So okay, done. My tuition was around, if you count tuition, room and board, all that shit, it was around like $26,000. Excuse me, for this fall. So I sent over the application and all that, and like I do my portion, he does his portion. We submit it, boom, done. They tell us when they gonna send the money to the school. He gonna call me and be like, oh, they're not letting me fill out the application. Something about you needed a different co-signer. So I'm like, maybe there's a thing where you can only take out so much money for someone, and it's like a person cap too, like not just company to company, like a cap in general. Like he can't take out money for nobody else. Maybe if that was ever be a thing, if someone was to ask him to do that. That's not the case, but I'm just saying, if that was the case, maybe that's what it meant. And I'm over here thinking it's just like company to company, but it's really just he could never be a co-signer ever again type shit. So once you realize that that's kind of what was going on, and I was like trying to look for another loan company, but it just wasn't working out. And I was like, damn, what am I gonna do? Because it's like, obviously I don't have the money because I had to get a co-signer. So then he hit me with this, and he was like, this was like maybe 2 mornings later, while we were trying to figure out this shit. I had just sent in an application to another company to see, and he was like, I'm considering just paying out of pocket. I'm not about to go into details about his finances and none of that, because that's personal, but I'm gonna just say he got it set to where that's not a problem. And I was like, oh, okay. But at the same time, I was like, that's crazy. Like, there's enough pressure to have someone as your but then, because that's all this money we gotta pay back. I got hundreds of thousands of dollars that I owe right now. But the out of pocket, it's like, yo, that's your hard-earned money type shit. Like, well, everything, not that everything I went through is my fault, but I really wish that I had been able to get it together so that I could graduate on time and not feel like I'm just wasting someone's money and their time and, you know, all that. Like, that spinning on my head, like, every day. So for you to get to the point once to be out of pocket, and I'm like, that's 50-something thousand a year, like, cause Rider's a private school, so it's like it's private tuition. So honestly, it was better than NYU, but by a hair. If we're gonna be realistic about it, there's way better options out there financially. And I felt like I had just picked the wrong school yet again. And then once he said the out of pocket thing, he was like, maybe we should look at different schools, cheaper schools. So I started looking at state schools, because my advisor at the time, who I just spoke to on Monday to let her know that I wasn't returning because she saw I wasn't in one of her classes no more, because she's also a professor. She, what do you call it? She had suggested like when she saw I was struggling, and she was the one helping me start to get back on my feet with school, and she saw I was struggling. When I first met her earlier this year, but she was only my advisor for this semester. This past spring semester, she was like, maybe you should look at a state school like Montclair, Rutgers, some shit like that. So I was like looking at their places, but I wasn't too crazy about the application fee, I'm not gonna lie. And like the headspace I was in, I was like, I don't want to keep asking for this, that. What if this doesn't work out and it's the wrong school? Because some of the schools, the application fees were ridiculous, like $75 for Rutgers or $60. It was something up there. I'm like, what the fuck? And then like Kane was like 70 something too. I'm like, yo, that don't make no sense. Y'all are like credited to have reasonably priced tuition, but y'all want to have a high ass application fee. What? So I was just like, I was trying to apply to NJCU, but they didn't even have an application for the spring, because I was looking to just do it in the spring. Because I was like, even if you get into a school now, it's going to be hard to get housing at this rate, at this point. So that was that, you know. I tried rowing again. Yeah, no, I did that last year. Stockton again. I did that last year also. Bowie State University, that's all the way in Maryland, but it was reasonably priced school, and I got family in that area, so I was like, if that's what I would end up doing, that wouldn't be a problem either. Yeah, I didn't apply to a whole lot, just a few. The ones, Stockton and Rowan, they don't make you pay for the transfer to do an application as a transfer student. So, and then Bowie, I didn't have to pay, but they were expecting my transcripts from NYU, which is my next point. And I'm kind of the only one that really knows about this, because I just didn't want to add extra stress to my folks. But because of the time that all this happened, and we realized, okay, yeah, we can't go back to Rider. I can't go back to Rider. You know, at the point passed to where the point had been passed for me to correctly unenroll from the classes, because when you pass the deadline for the bill not too long, they start locking shit. You can't get into the system look at your classes, none of that. You can't access that. So I couldn't like withdraw from them. And I was trying to just withdraw from the university because on the last day that they gave me before they were like, we're going to start deregistering you. They deregistered me, and I had done my house and then meal plan and all that. So they took that off the bill, but they kept the fucking tuition. I'm like, I'm not paying for classes I was never in. I don't give a fuck about the deadline. I'm not, because I've still met the deadline for one. That's a business day. After the day after the business day, okay. If I didn't do it in time, okay, but technically I did it in time. That was still part of the time I had left. And I'm like, y'all won't let me access the thing, so I just withdrew from the university altogether. So I should have been taking this shit off. But I don't think that the form that they have online, I don't think it went through fast enough. Because I feel like they didn't tell me more information until a couple days later. Initially, all they sent me was a confirmation of the Google form I filled out. That was it. And they were still calling me, emailing me like, you were being deregistered, you've been deregistered. I'm like, I know. I just withdrew from this shit. I'm not paying for classes I never took. That's fucking ridiculous. So that's that. So because of that, I can't get my transcripts from there. And the 4 classes I took don't count for nothing. And I'm just at this point, I don't even care because it's like, it's been so much shit. And I'm like, I didn't take that many classes there anyway. So I'm honestly not that pressed about it. I'm not. It puts you right back at 26. Oh, fucking well. Not happy, but I was so over it. Like, and I'm still over it. So I was looking at schools. I was like, I haven't heard back from any still for the spring. I will check again today, but I haven't heard back from anybody yet. But what I'm going to end up doing anyways is, so even if I hear back from them, it's not going to matter, because I came to the conclusion of what I was going to do, which was go to the community college nearby me, and pay their in-county tuition, which is per year it's about $6,000. It's a 2-year program, so $12,000. That's all I would ask for my grandpa. Nothing after that. And I still have to discuss it with him, which I'm gonna do today. But even though that would just be an associate's degree, and I hope he's doesn't feel some kind of way, because I initially set up for a bachelor's. It's like I could always transfer from there, do 2 more years and get a bachelor's, and I already have half the credits I need, and save all this money, transfer to a reasonably priced state school. My grades would be a lot better by then because they were starting to improve. I just needed to be in a place consistently and get those credits, so I could apply for scholarships and things like that. I don't know about the FAFSA because I've been hearing from 2 different people who work in the college industry, I guess that's how I'm gonna put it, and I don't even know if that sounds right. That's the term. But yeah, I know about the situation with the FAFSA because I wasn't aware initially that there were technical difficulties in the government and all this shit, and they were delaying getting the money out to people. And my old professor said that some people didn't come back because of that. So I don't really know how good the FAFSA is going to be by the time I can actually apply for it myself, because next year I'll be eligible, because you got to be turning 24 by the end of this said year, and that's going to be next year because I'm turning 23 next month. Oh my god, my birthday's next month. But yeah, so yeah, we'll see how that goes. But I'm aiming to get scholarships and shit, and once my health is fully in order, because it's still not fully in order, I'm still working on it. I'm back on my medication for my eyes, so that's a start. But I'm trying to figure all that shit out so that I can be working. Put a good amount of money aside, so worst comes to worst. Like, I'm trying to get the scholarships, and if I have to take some money out of my own, then I'll just do that. And some, do what I can. If I have to do part-time to get that bachelor's so that I can work and pay it, or if I have, my therapist was suggesting looking at the jobs they have available at colleges, trying to get, so I can go for free or something like that, or get a discounted tuition, figure out a way to get it done. So yeah, and I just thought it was so funny because and one more thing, they got classes year round, so I'm trying to get it done in less than 2 years, God willing. If I could get that, if it could, I don't know how realistic that would be to get so many classes, but imagine I get it done like a one less year or like a year and a half or something, and I don't gotta ask even for the full 12,000, because that's still a lot. It's a lot less, but it's still a lot, But I'm like, I'd rather that, and then I know I'm getting all the math, all that shit that I haven't done, move on, and yeah. Because I'm in that mode. I just need to be set up with the stuff, and I'll be good. I'm ready. And I proved that to myself this spring, over the summer. I proved to myself that I'm ready. Academically, I want the degree so bad. I'm like, if I gotta take an extra 4 years to get a associates and bachelors and just do that, then so be it. And if I could get a big enough scholarship, I don't know if this is wishful thinking or not, but listen, the sky is the limit. NYU is listed as one of the schools that this community college is affiliated with. What if I was meant to go back, but just at a time when my mental health is better? It's a work in progress, But for me to be taking school more seriously, I would say that's a start, It's a work in progress, but by then, that's 2026 or a little bit before, maybe 2025. Maybe I'll be ready then. I look at school so differently now, and I really humbled myself because I was the person. This might sound so stupid, but I have so much more respect for different journeys to get to a certain point. It's just not something I understood when I was 17, 18. And with the people I was around, like, I was like, oh, I can't do a community college. I gotta go straight to there's nothing wrong with the community. There's nothing wrong with the associate's degree. That's how I really was thinking back then. That was like 5 years ago. And I'm just looking back like, yo, what the fuck was wrong with me? And like, yes, I got into NYU back then, but like, everything happens for a reason. Like, I liked some things about the environment, and then some things I really didn't like. And then with all the things I was dealing with mentally, I just wasn't somewhere I could be at the time. It just wasn't somewhere I could be. And I think Ryder, my advisor, like, I needed to meet her. She set me on the right path. And then all this that happened, community, like, I think everything is happening the way it's supposed to, even though it feels so stressful. And like my therapist have been saying, a little bit daunting, but I'm just trusting the process, trying my best to trust the process and see it through. But I really was that kid, like, nah, I can't go to community. I gotta go straight. And like, I was like, oh, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be done 2024, done next. Life itself. It didn't happen like that. And I just had to come to terms with that and accept it. What's done is done. I can't change it. What's done is done. But I feel like some of that stuff, I'm glad it happened. It happened in a crazy way to get me to this point, but I'm not mad at it. Truthfully, I'm not mad at it. Yeah, like my best friend at the time was trying to get as far away from here as possible, which I understood. With his situation, I understood. And I was like, shoot, I'm gonna go. If I get into NYU, I'm gonna go. I was about to be in Connecticut. I was gonna be even further than that because I was going to the University of New Haven if I hadn't got into NYU. But my perspective, because this was something that my math teacher that senior year, Mr. Green, we had a whole conversation about community college or other paths, and I was so freaking naive about the shit, but he was right. He was right. And then, so people had suggested that too, but my mind was so black and white, like, yeah, I gotta do it like this. This is the way I'm gonna. Now look at me. I have so much more respect for finding other ways to do things. Because if I could go back, I wouldn't have gone to, unless they gave me a big scholarship. I would have been disappointed if I couldn't make it work, but I wouldn't have gone. Some of the people I met that second year were like, I wouldn't be here if they didn't give me the X amount of money or did this or that for me. I wouldn't have come if it wasn't for that. That was the only reason I understand that shit now, But yeah, I think it's the best path for me. Ask him to help me with community college. Get my associates in music, fine arts and music. And that's another thing that I'm going to touch in a second. Then transfer to 2 years Maybe it could be NYU or a local school here. Either is fine. I just want to have the 2 degrees and then find a way to, I know some people have found ways to get their masters paid for and get that paid for as well. I don't know about anything beyond that. I wouldn't mind being called Dr. Russell, I'm not gonna lie. But and I think it's cool with degrees like that you can specify it in something in, you know, the dissertations and all that, and all that higher, you know. I'm like, why not? I like school to a degree. There's parts of it I don't like. I think I'll always have mixed feelings about it, but it's kind of like, I don't know how else to be. So if I get extra degrees, why not? Get a master's, get a doctorate. Shit. More degrees don't hurt you. Maybe I can find a way to financially make it work, I will. And maybe I'll be Dr. Russell one day. But yeah, for right now, just focusing on getting this associates done and then figure out what I do from there. And I was trying to step away from music for a second because I think, as somebody told me, I don't know if the word was second guessing or something, but just doubting myself a lot. Like, I do have other interests, but I had to really think. And I was watching a bunch of TikToks about different people in other fields. And I was like, is that truly what I want to do? And I tried to picture myself doing that shit every day. Having the passion to keep going. And I'm like, do I want to go through all this just to do that? Am I going to be happy? And I was like, no, I'm not. What I'm scared is not being able to make enough money. That's what I'm scared of. And there's ways around that too. You know, there's programs and stuff like that. Not always the most reliable things in the world, but programs. Even if I was to be in some of these programs, I would still try to have some kind of job on the side, because I know there's like limitations to that. Like, you can't make a certain amount of money if you get SSI or other things. But I would just try and make up to the cap that they tell me I can make, depending on how much I would get, things like that, and just make it work. So yeah, you know, stuff like that does scare me with the way the economy is now, and I don't know if it's gonna get better. I don't know. It's scary because it's like I'm an adult, and it's like, yes, I'm blessed to have a roof over my head, but people who are supporting me aren't gonna be here forever. So I feel like I have to start thinking about what life is gonna be like when they're not here anymore. Realistically, spiritually wise, I'm praying they're here as long as possible. Not just so I can have somewhere to stay, but just like in general. But it's like life's gonna be different. Like mentally, life's gonna be different after, like, you know, stuff like that pops up in my head a lot. And I want to be in an okay place in life and happy and not stressed. And I also don't want to be in a situation where I'm working myself to death. You know, I want to just accomplish some things and then always have my music, which I fell out of love with, but I've been working on falling back in love with it because that's really my passion. So I'm gonna stick with the music stuff and see where it takes me, because that's where my true passion is. Like, when I'm doing good, like mentally and stuff, and that's what my school stuff is, I do great. So I'm gonna stick with that. Yeah. And honestly, I feel that's all I really gotta say. I just wanted to update y'all on that. Once I get my credentials and I have this conversation with my grandfather, I'll update y'all on all that type of shit. Let y'all know what classes I'm in. I'm hoping I can start this month. I'm praying, because I don't have my official transcripts yet or anything like that, but I'm praying it could get me started, because like, I know for a fact I need some math, I need some history, shit like that. So maybe they could just put me in something just to start from now until December, because yeah, I just want to get into something as soon as possible. And then by then they'll have my transcripts and all that, and they can look at what other classes I need or don't need to take. Like English, I should be good with. My language requirement, I fulfilled it, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, that's all I have to say, y'all. I just wanted to update y'all on what life is doing right now. I have to edit it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling kind of lazy, but I did do a Temu, however you pronounce it, the haul. This is one of the things, actually. I'm wearing it right now. But it has a design on the back. So maybe I'm gonna try and get that out to y'all. I'm not gonna lie, I've been taking a hot minute. I got all the clips on the iPad, I just haven't edited shit. But yeah, I'm gonna record one more video today. I'm trying to record, like, upload a video like every day and see how that goes for a couple of days, cause just to get some content out for y'all. And I'm home and I don't have anything else to do right now, so yeah, clean my room so y'all can see more of my room, you feel me? Because it's just not in shape right now. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, that's why I'm in such this angle I'm at. But I got some new LED lights, but I'm not gonna put them up until it's fully done in here. But yeah, maybe I could do some room stuff. Well, I want it to look decent enough where it's like, oh, still be messy, but not like this. This is ridiculous. I'm not putting this on camera. But yeah, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you have video ideas, let me know. I'll probably do a pre-birthday video soon. Yeah, I think I did that like 2 years ago when my 21st was coming up. What I was gonna do and shit. I do have some ideas. I'm trying to keep it real low-key this year. Like, I'm probably just gonna do my birthday by myself this year. Just a nice little solo thing, because my last birthday was so chaotic. If I do see anybody, it'll be like 1 or 2 people that I would be okay. If they wanted to see me on my birthday, I would be 100% okay with it. I don't mind seeing them. But yeah, I think I'm in need of some self-love too at the same time, because I went through a lot this past 2023 was a lot. So yeah, get me some takeout food. I never eat too much, so I don't really feel like sitting down in a restaurant or nothing like that. Like, if anything, I'll pick some food up and just bring it home and eat. That'll be the last thing I do. And then get me like a bagel or something, a couple snacks to get me through the day. Cause the thing I want to do, it's like a time slot thing. It's a little bit on the pricey side, but it's worth it. Something I've been wanting to do for a long ass time. But if I do that, I'll just take some pictures of my outfit that I wanted to wear before I go, because I don't want to post that on Facebook. I think that'd be very awkward. I know you're like, what the hell are you trying to do? What are you trying to go to? But if that's the place I end up doing, I can't post that shit. That's gonna be awkward as fuck. I'm all of my aunties on there and shit. I'll probably put it on Instagram. I don't give a fuck if it goes on Instagram. I mean, I do have some aunts and uncles there too, but it's a chiller vibe over there. But Facebook, absolutely not. On Facebook, I'll just post my food, the dessert I get from myself, my outfit. Call it a day. Thank the good Lord. I know I keep it real PG. Real PG for the most part. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, they've seen like past relationship stuff, but I try not to do too much, because people start to talk and then word gets to other relatives. I don't like that shit. So I try to keep it real chill vibes with that kind of thing. But yeah, I'm gonna do a pre-birthday thing soon, and then that day I'll do some vlogging and post it, you know. Cause as usual, where the fuck am I gonna be at? It's New York. I got nowhere else to be. But yeah, thank y'all for watching. I know I said it already. And y'all gonna see my outro in a little bit. Y'all ain't seen it in a minute, but I still got the outro and the intro going for y'all. But maybe y'all see 2 videos today. I want to do a story time. I just gotta think. I'm trying to think of a good story time. But yeah, I might do a video about just weird friends. Just think of random shit that people have done to be weird that were my friends. That's what I was thinking, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. But yeah, we at 29 minutes. Thank y'all. I know I'll be making the longest fucking videos ever, but to those who really sit down and watch my shit, thank you so much. Cause I be winging it and I just be picking up record like, yeah, so y'all just be with the vibes, whatever the fuck I'm doing or talking about, and I think that's really cool. But yeah, okay.
Get a little dance with the kid, little dance with the kid. Get a little motion with the kid, turn up real quick. For the kings that doing this shit. Hell yeah.